Live from Old Town Manassas, it's the Pasta Bazool and Carmine Show. What up, Pasta?
Hey man, all you people out there, we're going to be talking about all kinds of crazy stuff here, and if you're bored out of your mind, you're all sequestered down and worried about the coronavirus, come back and see us, and we got a million stories. In fact, I got more stories than Walt Disney. He's got a lot of stories. He's Italian, of course. You and I were not alive when Pearl Harbor was bombed.
Well, that's probably true.
So the biggest moment in my life.
I was alive, but I was in heaven at the time.
Okay, whatever you want to think. But I'm just saying that we were not there to witness the bombing of Pearl Harbor. For me, the most dramatic thing that I ever saw was the death of our president, John F. Kennedy.
The most dramatic thing I ever saw was when
I'm saying as a young boy, you saw something more traumatic than that?
Absolutely.
What was it?
100%. When I, as a young kid, would do something that my dad didn't like, as a contractor, he had this little fold-up ruler, and he would come after me and start swatting me in the ass with it. You want to talk about traumatic, dude. Nothing worse than when the thing broke, and he said, it's my fault that the thing broke. That the ruler broke.
So your dad spanked you with a ruler. By the time I was 12, my nose had been broken 12 times. I don't think that was traumatic.
No. 12 nose breaks is not traumatic.
No.
Okay. I don't think there's anybody out there that believes that story.
That's true.
12 nose breaks is not traumatic.
No.
Why not?
I mean, it's just not that big of a deal. You get your
Not
nose
that
broken.
big of a deal. You get your nose broken. You know how many times I've had my nose broken?
I have no idea.
Zero.
Probably not, because you're probably some badass dude.
I was a pretty good boxer. I kept people away from my nose.
No, I
Tell
wasn't
you
a
that.
good of a boxer, so I guess I got my
I'm a
nose
pretty good
broken.
boxer.
And then it wasn't all about fighting. Sometimes I just was swimming and I didn't know where I was going. And I
Oh,
ran to the side of the pool and broke my nose.
Okay, let's break this into categories. So you got, how many times did you break your nose fighting?
Well, I would say that what kind of interruption?
Why you later?
I would say that I know for a fact there was no falling accidents. I would just say
I'm asking you fighting.
11.
How many times did
11
you crack in
times.
the nose?
Best guess. 11 times. One time was a swimming accident.
So 11 times was a swat in the nose, and once we banged into the side of the pool.
That's it. Then in 1972 or 73 maybe, 72. I was driving down Colfax. If you've ever been to Denver, that's like the longest street
In Denver, I never went to Colfax.
Well, that's the longest street in the United States, a commercial street. I was driving down
Should have told me that before I went to Denver. I probably would've
1971
went there.
Triumph, and I got a case of Coors, and I'm rolling down the road, and I going 80 miles an hour, cutting people off, and this dude comes to the light, and I got the top down, and he said, dude, he goes, at the next light, you're done.
Done what?
I don't know. I didn't know what that meant. So
You guys were racing?
we weren't
in the
racing.
car?
I
You
was
were
just,
racing
I
in
was
the
just
car?
driving fast. We're going to a drive-in movie.
You're done, meaning he's going to cut you off? But tell me the story.
I cut the guy off, so he pissed
You cut him
off.
off?
Yeah, so I guess this guy just got back from Vietnam or whatever his problem was. He was
What year was this?
72, 73?
I'm not sure. He just got back from Vietnam, but go ahead.
No, they were still, I mean, the war didn't get over till, what, 73?
I don't know,
January
man.
21st.
I get confused about
People,
what
whatever.
So anyway, you got this guy.
So this guy was some Vietnam vet, some guy that was, some badass Army or Marine guy. I don't know if he was in the Marines or the Army, whatever he was. We get to the next light, and the guy puts his knee up against the door in this Triumph and beats me to a pulp.
Hold on a second. Wait. Take it easy. So he put his knee up against your door.
The Triumph.
You were in a Triumph.
Yeah.
And he put his knee up against the door so you couldn't, those little
Couldn't get
Triumphs
out.
are about this big.
Yeah, and I was.
And he just tried to hammer you.
Just hammered me like
Broke your nose.
a redheaded stepchild.
One time you broke it 11
I
times.
don't know if he broke my nose at that point.
We're talking about broken noses here.
I'm talking about the guy beat the crap out of me.
Well, okay.
So finally the guy stops. Now I'm gonna get out of the car. And now we're gonna square up. But
You're going to swear up.
I was wrong.
You were wrong because you cut him off, aren't you, Don?
No, I was wrong because I thought
You
that
shouldn't have got out.
I could get in the car and actually take this guy, this fool, out. I was gonna go ham on him. And he got
Going ham
a
on him.
great shot at me. The next thing I remember, I woke up in Denver General Hospital and I had to go into surgery, and they were gonna take and basically reconstruct my nose.
So it is a broken nose story.
That's the last thing.
Well, that's what I was asking.
I don't think I've had my nose broken anyway. It's kind of
Your nose is like on a swivel
Well,
with a hinge.
it's a plastic nose.
Did they
It's
put a
rubber
hinge in there?
nose.
What
No,
is
they
it?
just put a rubber
Because your
nose.
nose is like, it's a little bit like, it goes back and forth like a door hinge.
Dude, it's just, they did plastic surgery and reconstructed my nose.
You ever use your nose for like a blinker?
What do you mean?
Well, you just push it that way and it goes. Like if you're on a motorcycle?
No.
No.
The police do not allow that.
All right.
All right, so that was, an event that both Carmen and I went through, which was traumatic, which was the
It was
death
very
of Kennedy.
traumatic. When Kennedy got killed?
My
Very
mother's
traumatic.
crying, and the whole world's coming in.
Very traumatic. We got that.
You
We had
know, Lady Bird
9/11.
Johnson came in, and
Lady
they
Bird.
got the guy already set up, Lyndon B. Johnson, which, by my way, as a Republican, I still think he's probably one of the best presidents we ever
He
had.
was a dope.
It was.
He was a pudgy little
I
guy.
actually met the dude.
Well, you can meet the guy all you want.
Met him in
That
Dallas.
doesn't mean
Shook
he's
his
any
hand
good.
as a young man.
What did he do that was good? Give me.
I'll tell you one thing.
Go ahead.
We had a lot going on during
We did.
his presidency. The country did.
Okay.
We were divided. We're divided now. We were more divided or
I'm gonna sit here and
equally
wait till you
divided.
give me one. Just tell me what he did.
Okay, well, I'll tell you one thing. We
Okay,
got the
one-
war in Vietnam going on.
Right? Which Nixon ended.
We're talking about
Okay, tell me
Johnson's
about what
presidency.
this guy's doing.
what he did was
'Cause he can't do
Lady
that.
Bird Johnson got on the peace train, went down to the South, and tried to promote civil rights.
I'd like to say.
So here's this redneck Texan that's now our president, and he is focusing on trying to come to grips with all of the inequities and all of the problems we
How long is
have.
this gonna take? I'm looking for one thing that the guy did good.
He got
Just give me one thing. Just give me something. Just drop it on me. Whenever you got it, just shout it out.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, give it to me.
Got equal rights for all Americans.
Equal rights. That's it?
That's one thing. War against poverty is another.
The war against poverty.
Yeah. Appalachia.
Now, when you say the war against poverty, what did he do with the war against poverty? Because we're on a war against
Passed legislation to help the impoverished to at least have a certain amount of money so that they can live in
So he signed the legislation.
He signed it.
The Congress
He
and the Senate
promoted the
passed,
legislation.
and then he signed it.
He promoted civil rights. He had to deal with McNamara and everything that was going on in Vietnam. And I mean, I think the guy was completely overloaded with
He was
problems,
overloaded,
and he
so we
solved
finally agreed. He was
some
overloaded.
of the great problems of the day. And when he came up for re-election, of course, he
It's
did.
smashed.
He said, "Look, I'm done. Done. I don't want any more of this.
I don't
This
blame him.
problem is too complicated for me."
Snagglepuss.
That's not
Exit
close.
stage left.
You know, everybody's got a breaking point, Carmen.
Ah,
You got a breaking point, I got a breaking point.
We
The
call it
dude
Peter
reached his breaking point and he
You
said,
get
"I'm
to that
out."
spot where you just peter out, exit stage left.
So Nixon came in there and Tricky Dick, he did a job.
Okay?
His mission was to end the war in Vietnam.
Vietnam or Vietnam?
I called it Vietnam. What'd you call it?
Vietnam.
So that was what you were scared about, was going to Vietnam.
Oh, I wasn't going to Vietnam, dude. No.
Why?
I wasn't going to Canada. I didn't want them to stick toothpicks in my fingernails and stick me upside down on one of them hanger things.
Think about, I want,
Swat you around, break your ribs.
just to get back to Vietnam, just think about that age group. There
Those
was,
people were brutal, dude. Brutal.
nah. You think about
You
all
say
of the
no,
people,
but you
it's
weren't
a
there.
10-year.
Well, then you don't know what it's like to be in Vietnam.
But I'm just saying,
Bill Clinton went to Canada, right?
no, he just didn't smoke up.
What
At
did he
least he didn't inhale.
No. He went to Canada, didn't he?
I don't think he went to Canada.
Oh, no. He was a
He
Rhodes
was
Scholar.
Rhodes Scholar.
That got him out of the
Yeah,
military.
Trump heads,
I was too stupid to get out.
He just wanted to go become a squid. So, besides that, my point is that if you take that same age group It was a 10-year war, and we lost 57,000 people. I guarantee you, that same 6 million troops that fought in Vietnam, if you take it over 10 years, the average American in that 6 million aggregate died from car wrecks, diseases, accidents, or whatever.
Yeah, but over a 10-year period. You're saying.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
the route you're going down. 10-year.
We lost.
This is gonna be squeezed down in like 30
But I'm
or
just
60
saying,
days.
it's not as dangerous as you might think it would be.
What's not? Vietnam or this?
Vietnam was not as dangerous as you might think it would have been.
Well, maybe it's not as dangerous as this thing.
Well, this is a lot more
Well,
dangerous.
I'll say one thing about the coronavirus. They don't stick toothpicks in your fingernails.
But you haven't been on a ventilator yet, so you would not.
I don't intend to get on, but what ventilator?
When you get the plague, they're going to put you on a ventilator.
They do?
Coma says they use 40,000 of them.
Now, ventilators, that's different than the mask.
A ventilator is when they're
That's what the pump
have you
thing?
ever- No. They're going to stick something down into your lungs,
Oh, I don't know.
and they're going to stick some other tube to suck out
Yeah, I'm not
the
interested
virus,
in that.
and you're going to be sedated, and when you come out, you're going to be basically an imbecile.
I don't want that.
Well, you don't have a choice, because
Yes.
you're not even going to know what's going on.
I can do whatever I
Because
want to do.
The
It's America.
virus will be in your brain, and you won't be able to make decisions for yourself. So that's why I recommend you go down to a local tattoo shop that's probably closed and get tattooed on your forehead. Do not resuscitate.
Resuscitate?
Yeah.
Resuscitate.
Oh yeah, well whatever.
Okay.
Just make sure you get it spelled right, because a lot of people make tattoos that don't have the right.
They spell it
verbiage.
backwards.
Yeah, whatever. So Dr.
My
Elton
buddy
comes in
did that.
there.
He couldn't spell his name, so he put P period. His name was
So
Paul.
if Trump gets the
P period. That's what
So if Trump gets the virus, we're gonna have a Sleepy Joe or Creepy Uncle Joe as our president. Now, what he said was, you put the bread in the toaster,
Right.
and the toast comes out.
What happened to the bread?
Whatever the bread.
That's what
This
Jeff.
guy's dumb.
Hold on,
as a
Sleepy
rock.
Joe actually said that.
I don't know if he said it, but it's something.
Wait
he
a
said.
second. How do you, wait, you told me that Sleepy Joe said that.
I.
You put the bread in the toaster,
The toast comes out.
the toast comes out,
Where did the bread go?
where'd the bread go?
That would be something that he couldn't quite figure out.
You never do.
I mean, the guy is a moron, 100%. Now,
He's
every
not a
single.
moron. He's got Alzheimer's.
He's got Alzheimer's disease, okay? So, but he would, he said his son was the Secretary of the United States. No, he was Secretary of State for Delaware. The guy's got all his facts mixed up, and this is gonna.
Wait a second, he was the Secretary of the United States?
That's what he said.
They don't have a Secretary of the United States.
Secretary of State,
Well, that's
Alexander
the
Haig.
Secretary of the
My
United
good friend Alexander Haig. I really like this guy.
Oh, here we go.
I've got a friend of mine, God rest his soul.
He'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a picture, a signed picture of Alexander Haig. And as you recall, when Reagan got shot, he went on national television, and what did he say?
Reagan got shot.
No, he didn't.
No,
He
he
says, I'm in complete control.
He said that?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I've
I'm in
all
remote
the,
control.
I've got all the nuclear codes. And he forgot the part of the Constitution that the next in charge under Reagan would have been Bush 42, which unfortunately was out of the country. And then it would have been the Speaker of the House, and then the Secretary of State, Alexander Haig. But I had the opportunity to work for this guy, drinking man, nice guy. He was a lieutenant under,
He was a general. What do you mean? He was
no, he was a general when he got to be an old man, but when he was a young lieutenant,
He was a buck.
he was working under McCarthy in the
Oh,
Korean War. So that's where he got his start, and he was a big time guy in Vietnam and actually became Secretary of State.